the recording. There we go. Okay, just come to a seat to begin. I do have a reading this morning from the same book I read on Tuesday, Your True Home, The Everyday Wisdom of Thich Nhat Hanh. And you can begin tuning into your ujjayi breath if you'd like while I read. So you can close your eyes and settle into your seat, sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. Life is not a means to an end. With mindful walking, our steps are no longer a means to arrive at an end. When we walk to the kitchen to serve our meal, we don't need to think, I have to walk to the kitchen to get the food. With mindfulness, we can say, I am enjoying walking to the kitchen, and each step is an end in itself. There is no distinction between means and ends. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. There is no way to enlightenment. Enlightenment is the way. In our yoga practice, we try to practice mindfully, and if done correctly, our practice becomes a moving meditation. Meditation is the space between your last thought and your next thought. And so at first, we might not have many of those spaces. They might not be very long, but the more we practice and the more mindful we are, the more connected we are with our breath, then over time, those spaces grow, and eventually this entire hour becomes a meditation. And it's a little easier to do at this hour of the morning. We don't have too much on our mind yet. So there's a benefit to that. But the goal here is just to connect with your breath. You don't want to be thinking about the postures that are coming or a posture you just did. You just connected with your breath. Maybe you're making some observations about the posture itself or how it feels, but never labeling anything good or bad. Let's take 4 more deep ujjayi breaths here, making sure that you've released tension in your hips, you've released tension in your shoulders. Maybe you'd like to set an intention for your practice. Maybe that intention is just trying to be more mindful in your practice and enjoying the practice more because of that. After those 4 breaths, then blink your eyes open. And we'll inhale, bring the arms up and really stretch yourself up. And we'll exhale, twist to the right. Just a gentle twist to start. Maybe noticing how you are not coming around as far as when we do a twist at the end of class. Noticing that difference. Take a big inhale, lift through your chest. On your exhale, we're going to stay in the twist and just bring the gaze over the left shoulder. So keep that right shoulder back. Roll both shoulders down the back. Keep sitting up nice and tall and look a little further over that left shoulder. You should feel a nice stretch in your neck and down that left side of your upper back. Take a big inhale and come back center. Reach. Exhale, twist to the left, looking back. We'll stay here for a couple breaths. And then stay in that twist. We're going to inhale, lengthen first. Then on the exhale, gaze over the right shoulder. Being mindful to keep that left shoulder back behind you. Roll the shoulders down. Look a little more over that right shoulder. And then we'll inhale back to center. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground beside you or on your knees if this is too intense when we're stretching our neck here. So we're going to drop our right ear over to our right shoulder. Big stretch along the left side of the neck down that entire arm. Keeping the chest lifted. Think about a string pulling you from the sternum up. Try to relax the hips a little bit more and just root down through your seat. We'll go ahead and roll the chin towards our chest and stay here. Still lifting through the chest. And then let's roll the left ear over to the left shoulder. Kind of play around with where you go with how high up you lift that chin, or if you keep it a little more tucked, it's definitely going to give you a different stretch. And then we'll roll chin back towards the chest, and you can go side to side here, pausing wherever you need to pause, or just making it a fluid movement here. If you'd like to even take the head back, you're welcome to do that. I don't prefer it myself, but you're welcome to go all the way around in big circles or just these half circles from one side to the next. Making sure you engage your bandhas to help root you down into your seat so you can relax your hip flexors a little more. And then once you've evened out both sides, you can meet with your chin tucked towards your chest. Take a deep breath. And then next inhale, we'll reach up and look up. Exhale, right arm under the left for eagle arms. Twisting the arms completely or just modify grabbing opposite shoulders. Lift the elbows up. You can look up and drop the head back. Hold here. And then exhale, round forward. Tuck your chin. Pull your elbows towards your belly. Rolling yourself forward. Pulling your belly in. Big stretch along the back of the spine. Drop the head a little more. Tuck that chin. And then inhale, come back to center. Release the arms, reach up, look up, and then exhale, left arm under now. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift the gaze, drop the head back, stay for a breath. And we'll exhale, round forward. Slide the shoulders away from the ears as you round. Drop the head more, tuck the chin more. Pull the belly in. Inhale, back up, reach up. And then exhale, plant your hands, come into tabletop. Setting up for some cat-cow. Drop the belly, hammock the spine on the inhale. And then exhale, push the ground away. Pull the belly in, tuck the chin. Move with your breath. Connect the movement with the breath. Corey asked this morning before we started, are we going to do some cat-cow or do I need to do that before class? And I said, I always do cat-cow. It resets your spine in the morning. If you don't do any yoga, you should at least do some cat-cows in the morning. Let's do 2 more rounds. After that second round, let's bring our toes, big toes to touch, knees wide, sit back into child's pose. You can come up onto the fingertips if you'd like. Maybe rock a little side to side. You can put some movement into this. Stretch, just explore what feels good here for your shoulders and for your hips. Really lengthening out the spine. One more breath. And then let's come back into tabletop. Bird dog. Extend that right arm, left leg. Finding your balance, pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone slightly, maybe lift the right toes off the mat just a bit if you want more of a challenge. Really extending long. And then we'll bring those right toes down if they're lifted. Point your left toes, reach in opposite directions, and then exhale, round forward. Really push into the ground and get your knee in as close to your chest as possible. Inhaling it out, exhaling it forward. Inhale, exhale. Go ahead and inhale back out. Now bend the left leg and reach back for it with your right hand. If you don't make the connection there, it's okay. Just keep everything pointed towards each other. If you do have the connection, kick into your hand, into your grip. You can look up a bit and release. Other side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Balancing first, belly in tight, maybe lifting those left toes, pushing into the left knee, right hand, and then drop that left foot down if it's lifted. Point the right toes, reach, inhale, exhale, round forward. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale back out, and then we're going to bend the back leg, reach for it with your left arm, and kick if you've got that connection. Go ahead and release, and come back to child's pose again. Big inhale, reaching forward, lengthening through the sides of the torso, and then on your exhale, thread the needle, right arm across the chest, under that left arm. Bumping the left shoulder down, squaring up your chest and shoulders to the mat. Last inhale here. And then on your exhale, bring the right arm back out in front of you, staying here for an inhale, reaching further, lengthening more, and then on your exhale, thread the needle on the other side. Left arm now across the chest. Right arm bumps down. Last inhale, reach those arms long. And then on the exhale, left arm comes back out. Take an inhale. On your exhale, press into your hands, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up. Pedal out your heels, wag your tail. Whatever you like to do here to stretch the backs of the legs. We'll slowly walk the feet up to meet the hands. Keep the feet hip width apart, and let's hang in ragdoll. You can grab opposite elbows and just hang heavy. You can sway a little if you'd like. You can shake the head out. Make sure there's no tension in the neck, in the shoulders. Go ahead and release the elbows, heel toe the feet together. We'll inhale, lengthen the spine, pull the belly in, exhale, fold. We'll do that a few times here. So inhale, lengthen, chest and gaze forward, pull the shoulders back, belly in tight. Our spine is very long, reaching forward. Exhale, now we round, tuck the chin. Totally fine to just keep the knees bent if you need to. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now this time we'll inhale, circle, sweep up the arms, come up to standing. We're going to start with 3 sun A's. Exhale, forward fold. Moving nice and slow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, lower yourself down either all the way or to a hover. Inhale, cobra or upward dog, and exhale back into downward dog. We'll hold here for a few breaths, settle into it. Quads are engaged. Press into the palms, lift the hips, pull the belly in, tuck the chin, and look towards the belly. Taking an inhale. Preparing on the exhale, lifting the heels, looking forward, and then on your inhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back and down with control. Inhale up and exhale to downward dog. As you move through your sun salutations, your flows this morning, really try connecting the breath with the movement. Or rather, connecting the movement with the breath. You want the breath to guide you, more so than my words. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. And inhale forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Round the spine. Inhale up to standing, reach, lengthen, look up. Exhale, belly in, fold forward. Inhale, chest and gaze forward. Exhale, back and down, all on your exhale. Inhale up. Exhale to downward dog. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Then inhale forward. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to standing. Ardha Chandrasana, interlace the fingers, release the index fingers. Glue the palms together, straighten the arms, pull the arms back as far as you can while keeping them straight. Inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale over to the right, gaze forward. Making a half moon shape with the body, or not a half moon, it's crescent moon shape with the body. Press the left hip out, pull with the right arm. Weight is back in the heels. Shoulders and hips are squared to the front of your mat. Inhale, come on up, lengthen as you go, reach up and exhale over to the other side. Keep breathing. Chin is lifted, it's not tucked, so that breathing is a little easier. Inhale on up. We're going to come into a back bend. So look up at your hands, reach up with those hands, and then start to reach back, look back, stay lifted out of the lower spine. Quads are super engaged here. That's the key to going back a little further. Stick with it. And then inhale, come on up. Exhale, fold forward. Pedal out your heels. And then we're going to separate our feet hip width apart. So you can make sure with your fists, 2 fists between your toes and your heels, that's about where your feet should be, and that when you're measuring between the toes and the heels, then you're sure that those toes are pointed straight ahead. We're going to take Padangusthasana. Grab your big toes with your 2 peace fingers, lengthen with your grip, and then exhale, fold. Let your head hang. Hug your elbows in towards those shins to help slide the shoulder blades down the back away from your ears. Make sure your belly is pulled in tight. You can have a little bend in the knees if you need it. That's fine. Still lift through the hips, stretching the back of the legs. Inhale. We'll release the grip. Place your fingertips between your feet, your left fingertips between your feet. We're going to take a little twist here. You're going to bend into that left knee and reach the right arm up. Keep your spine very long. Roll the right shoulder back. So try to open the chest. Exhale, right fingertips down now. Bend into the right knee. Reach the left arm up. Belly tight. Reach that chest forward. Tailbone back as you're twisting. Exhale, left hand down. You're going to inhale halfway up. Exhale, hands to your hips. And then inhale all the way to standing, making sure your feet haven't moved. We're going to come into 3-part chair. Inhale, arms straight out in front of you. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, and exhale, take a seat. Imagining that those hips are going to touch a chair, just like you're sitting down. So there's a little reach forward as hips lower. Last breath. Push into your feet and come up. Up onto your toes here. Now, second part and third part, we keep our back, our shoulders over our hips. Spine nice and long. So no reaching forward here. Keep the belly tight and focus on the feet. Press those heels and ankles forward. Lift them up higher. Come on up. Drop your heels. Then you'll bring your heels up just a bit so you can pinch the knees together and slide down an imaginary wall. Keep your upper body back. If you start to lean forward, stop there. Don't come down any further. The goal is to try to come to a hover over your heels if you can. If that feels okay on your knees, press your knees away from you. If I placed a ball in your lap, it would roll forward. Go ahead and rise. Squeeze those legs together and release. Bring your feet together. Take a breath here in mountain pose. We're going to take 2 sun Bs. So inhale, sink the hips, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take it back and lower with control. Inhale up. Exhale to downward dog. At the bottom of that exhale, start turning your left heel in. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, step back, lower yourself down. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog, turning that right heel in. Inhale, the left foot forward. Reach up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower. Inhale up. Exhale to down dog and hold here for a couple breaths. Inhale. Prepare on the exhale. Inhale yourself forward and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink the hips, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale back and down. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Turn the left heel in. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, turn that right heel in. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Let's hold a couple breaths. Inhale. Exhale, prepare. Inhale, forward and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink the hips, reach the arms up. We're going to hold this. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep your hips low. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the belly in tight, and then exhale, begin to look right and hook the elbow on the outside of your right knee into your twist. Keep your hips low. Pull that left knee back in line with the right. Roll the right shoulder back. Open the chest. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Pull the right knee back now in line with the left. We want to keep our hips squared behind us. Nice long spine. Just like the other twist we did, reach that chest and head forward and tailbone back. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Let's take a flow. Exhale, plant your hands back and down. Inhale your right foot forward. Come up to warrior one. Sink down nice and low in that lunge. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. So lifting the arms up, but keeping the shoulders down. Lifting through the chest. Inhale. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Maybe coming down a little lower in your lunge. Left arm straight back behind you. Gaze over your right fingertips. Reaching. Strong arms here. We're going to press into that front foot, straightening the leg, coming into extended triangle. Reach forward, press into that left foot, rotate the arms down, reaching the left arm up at 12 o'clock, rolling that left shoulder back, opening the chest, press the hips forward. Torso in line with that front leg, belly tight. Inhale, come back up, bend that front leg. We're going to come into a high lunge. So rotate on the back foot there. So heel lifts above the toes. We're going to reach our arms up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale to the right, reaching that elbow for the outside of the knee. Keeping the spine really long. Lift the chest. Back leg very strong here. Inhale, back to center, and then exhale, plant your hands, step back, take a flow, or if you're needing a break, just meet in downward dog. Inhale, your left foot forward, come up to warrior one. Back foot plants, heels are in the same line here on our mat. Press the palms together if you can. If it's no good for your shoulders, separate the hands, shoulder width apart. Gaze towards the thumbs if you can. Back leg very strong. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Let's straighten that front leg. Moving into our extended triangle. Reach forward, push into that right foot. Rotate your arms. Belly very tight, because that's what's holding you here. The fingers on the leg, the hand on the leg, really just there for light support. You're not holding yourself up with that grip. We're going to inhale, back up. Bend the front leg, rotate on that back foot, reach the arms up, come into your high lunge. Make sure your feet are in different lanes of traffic here on your mat so you feel steady and stable for this twist. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Stick with that breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, flow or down dog. All right, let's inhale our left foot forward, come into a high lunge. Exhale, right arm under the left, cross elbows and wrists, palms touch, thumbs towards you, or modify by grabbing opposite shoulders. Then you're going to kick off from that back foot. Inhale the right leg up and over the left, coming into eagle. Squeezing tight, lower those hips. Bring the upper body back. Shoulders stay stacked over the hips. Belly tight. Unwrap just the legs, come into warrior three with eagle arms. Body comes down, that right leg comes parallel to the mat. Arms out, hands to hips. Inhale, right knee forward. Finding your balance. If you need to reposition, that's fine. Right knee up high. Once you feel steady and stable in the left leg, reach for that right big toe with your 2-piece fingers. Then push through that left foot, lifting up out of that left hip and begin to kick. If your leg is straight, you're going to start bending your elbow and pulling that leg in towards you as you lean in towards it. One day, chin to shin connection. Otherwise, it's fine to keep the knee bent. If you need to, you could even modify and just grab the knee if you can't kick much into your grip. We're going to open it out. Again, grab the knee to modify. You can make this harder by looking over your left shoulder. Bring it back in, center, and then straighten that leg out, pull it up with your grip as much as you can. So maybe you need to just grab behind the leg, point the toes, lean towards the leg a little bit. You don't want to lean back to lift the leg. That's cheating. We don't want to cheat. Just cheating yourself. Strengthening our hip flexors and our obliques, our quad. Go ahead, step it back, and we'll stretch it out. So back into a high lunge again. You can always drop that back knee if you need to modify. Take that right arm up and over. Inhale back to center. Reach both arms up. Exhale, plant your hands, take a flow, or meet in downward dog. All right, other side. Inhale, right foot forward. Come on up to your high lunge. Exhale, the left arm under, eagle arms. Push off from that back foot. Inhale, left leg up and over. Trying to tuck the toes behind the calf if you can. If not, you're pointing the foot back in that direction. Squeezing the thighs tight and pressing the lower legs together. One day, getting that foot tucked will help a little more with balance. Sink a little lower. Then let's unwrap the legs, warrior three. Press through your heel, keep your belly tight, both legs strong, and then arms out, hands to hips. Bring your left knee through, find your balance. Then we'll reach for the left toe, big toe with our left two peace fingers, lift up, and then begin to kick. Focusing on something in front of you, one point in front of you that's not moving will help with balance. That's our drishti. Go ahead and open it out. So if you want more of a challenge, you can look over the right shoulder. Challenges your balance a little more to take that focus somewhere else. Bring that leg back in. Lifting it up with whatever grip you can get to lift it as high as you can, keeping it straight. Keep the standing leg straight as well. Shoulders relaxed. A little smile on the face will trick you into thinking that you actually like doing this. Go ahead and step back to stretch it out. Take that left arm up and over. Inhale, both arms up, and exhale. Plant the hands, step yourself back. Take a flow. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Inhale, come forward and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up, going into standing bow. We'll exhale, right elbow down. Turn that left palm to face forward. Right palm is facing up towards the ceiling, thumb pointed behind you. Just drop that arm back, reach for the inside of your right ankle, glue all 5 fingers together, then exhale, begin to kick into your grip. Try to send the right knee straight back behind you. Just come to where you can hold steady. Last couple breaths is when you can show off. Last couple breaths here. Give it all you got. And then release. Exhale, arms to your side. Take a breath here. All right, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left elbow comes down. Turn the right palm to face forward. Reach back for the inside of your left ankle now. That soft part of your elbow faces away from you. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, kick. So as you kick, the torso will naturally come down to counterbalance. One day, palm will face the ground, belly faces the ground. Then your chin will be at your shoulder. Otherwise, you can keep that arm lifted. You can keep the chest lifted. Everyone's keeping the chest lifted. Big back bend. Last couple breaths. Give it all you got. See how much more you had in you. You always have more in you. And then release. Take a breath in mountain pose. And let's go ahead. While we're at the top of our mat, let's just take a quarter turn to the right and open out for a couple wide leg stretches here. You can bring your arms out to a T. Your feet are just below your wrists here, toes slightly inward. Let's take a shoulder rinse. So grip behind you, pull down on those arms, lift the chest, inhale, exhale. Belly is tight as you hinge at the waist, hinge at the hips, coming down the nice long spine. And then when you can't fold anymore, lift the arms away, focus on the shoulders. You can let the head hang heavy. You can have a little bend in your knees if you need to. You want to keep the weight rocked forward in the feet. Inhale, come on up slowly, looking forward. At the top, exhale, bring your arms out to a T. Take an inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Once again, come down, grab your big toes with your 2 peace fingers. Then, with that grip, take a nice big inhale, lengthen the spine, pull the belly in, reach that chest forward as you then hinge once more. Pull with your grip. Nice long spine. Weight forward in the feet, out of the heels. Inhale, halfway up, releasing your grip. We're going to pause here for an exhale and bring our hands to our hips. And then inhale all the way up. We're going to heel toe the feet together just a little bit. So you've got about 3 or 4 feet between your heels. We're going to rotate to the back of our mat for separate leg, forehead to knee. So we want to square up our hips to the back of our mat. Hip bones pointed straight ahead. And if you need to step that back foot out just slightly to help you square up the hips, you can. So inhale, reach the arms up, palms pressed together, cross the thumbs, straighten the arms, pull them back. Exhale, chin to chest, round yourself over that right leg. Come down, make a forehead to knee connection. So bend the knee and draw the knee towards the forehead if you can't get there with the leg straight. If balance is tricky, it's okay to separate your hands. Just keep them out in front of you. Otherwise, the goal is to keep the hands in prayer. Keep reaching those arms long. Pull the belly in tight. Keep that left hip bumped forward. Hips are squared behind you, trying to press equally into both feet. If hands separated, bring them back together in prayer. Pressing into the right foot, we'll round back up. Rotate on the feet towards the front of your mat now, setting up the low body. So if you need to step that back foot out a little, you can. Now bump the right hip forward, but don't let your inner arch collapse when you do that and torque the knee. Press strongly into the outer edge of that back foot and bump the right hip forward, pull the left hip back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, chin to chest, pull the belly in tight. You really want to round the spine so much here. Forehead to knee, pull the belly in. This is all about the compression you get, deep, deep compression here. So we have little sips of air because breathing is difficult with all of this compression. If hands have separated, bring them back together in prayer. Press into that front foot. Bring yourself back up to standing. Step forward, arms down to your side. Take a breath. All right, let's take tree. You're going to plant your left foot and bring your right leg up. If you need to modify, just bring it to the inside of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Otherwise, as we do in Bikram, we're going to take that foot to the left hip crease. So bring the leg straight up so you lock the knee in place. You rotate at the hip. That's how we get there. Don't hurt the knee. If the knee even feels funky at all, come out of it and modify. So even if it's not a painful feeling in the knee, if you feel anything in the knee, that's not right. So come out of it. You can hold that right foot with your left hand underneath like a bicep curl, and right hand can be at heart center. One day then, when that knee has dropped down in line with the left knee and you're sitting up nice and tall, the foot will stay right there and you can bring your left hand to heart center as well. You want to lift the chest, try to relax your right hip flexor, trying to open and lengthen here. And then we'll move into toe stand. If that right leg is in half lotus, you will just start to bend the standing leg and hinge forward. And you can stay right there and enjoy a deeper stretch along that right hip. If you're able to reach down for the floor, then start to lift the left heel so that you can sit on it and then work your way back so that shoulders are over the hips. Engage your bandhas. That's so key here. Push your knees away from you so that your thighs are parallel to the mat. And then belly tight, you can start to play around with your balance, one hand or both to heart center. And then toe stands, rise. You can just release that leg and stand up, or maybe you can come back up with that leg in half lotus. All right, other side. Right foot plants. Bring the left leg up however you did on the other side. If you're bringing it into half lotus, please bring that knee straight up so it locks in place, and then rotate at the hip. Your inhales lift you up, lengthen you. Your exhales root you down even more. So rooting down into that right foot, strengthening the entire right leg. Inhales then lifting you up out of the right hip. Each and every breath. And then we will begin to move into toe stand. So maybe just baby toe stand, maybe coming all the way down. If you'd like, you could take a double toe stand here so that you can still get the same benefits in the feet and ankles. So you would just come down on both feet, heels up, sitting on your heels. Same concept here, pushing the knees away and getting your thighs parallel to your mat, and you can play around with your balance, bringing one hand or both to heart center. And then we will all rise. Let's take a few cleansing breaths together here. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up, stretch up, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Biggest one here. As you reach up, reach back with the arms, open the chest, exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're just going to come down onto our belly and do a few spinal strengthening postures. We've already done quite a bit of cobra or upward dog, so we're going to skip that one and go to half locust. So you roll your arms underneath you, palms into the mat, fingers spread wide. Relax your left leg and inhale the right leg up. Point the toes. So reaching that leg up, lifting it up, but also reaching it back, straightening the knee. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, relax it. Inhale the left leg up. And lift it up. Both hips should be down on your wrists or forearms. Reach it back. Let's pulse. 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin, bringing your face down to the mat a bit, and then walking your fingertips closer to your knees or your knees closer to your fingertips. So nice connection there with your shoulders and chest. Exhale. Inhale both legs up at the same time. Quickly come up, keep the legs together, point the toes, straighten the knees, lift them up just a little more. Roll that way forward into the shoulders, into the chest. Press those arms down and release. Roll your arms out from under you. Bring your right ear to the mat. Chin to the mat. Full locust. So lifting both upper body and lower body. Arms out like airplane wings. Legs together. Exhale out all of your air. And then use that inhale to lift everything up. Trying to open the chest and shoulders. Reach those arms and shoulders and chest up high. Lift the legs up just as high. And release. Left ear to the mat. Chin to the mat. for floor bow. Reach back for the outside of the feet, just below the toes, and then try working the knees back towards one another. Glue the fingers together, exhale out all of your air, press your hip bones down, and then inhale, kick back into your grip. Then rock forward onto the soft part of your belly, lifting the knees up a little bit higher, kick, kick, kick. Relax the shoulders, look up a little bit here. And release. Press yourself back into child's pose. All right, let's just come to the middle of our mat. We're going to move into fixed firm. So if you need a blanket or bolster or block, something to help you out with this one, go ahead and grab that. You're going to come forward and separate your heels just enough here so that you can sink your hips back. Trying to get the hips lower to the mat. If the hips aren't touching the mat, that's okay. You can lean back into it. Keep your hands down for support. If your hips are there, then you're going to come down onto your elbows. Tuck your tailbone under, and immediately you feel a much deeper stretch there in the quads. Then you could even come down onto your shoulders and grab opposite elbows above you. Then finally, we work our knees back to touch in front of us. So it's completely fine if you need to separate the knees about hip width apart. Go ahead and do that. Then one day when you're laying all the way back, then you can work on getting the knees to touch. 2 more breaths. Try to release any tension you find here in the low body. And then you'll come out very carefully, same way you went in, one elbow at a time, one hand at a time. Come to a seat on your heels, legs together for half tortoise. So inhale, reach your arms up, press the palms together, cross your thumbs, and then you're going to try to pull the arms back and then keep your hips low as you hinge forward. Bring your forehead to the mat first and then knife edge of the pinkies. That's the goal. It's hard to do. You'll get there one day as you build more flexibility in the shoulders and more core strength and more hip flexibility. One day, hips sitting on the heels. The only thing touching the mat here is your forehead, and the tip of your nose, and the knife edge of your hands. We don't have wrists or forearms on the mat. If you do, then your arms aren't straight. I want you to straighten the arms and reach them out. That's what gives you the flexibility in the shoulders one day. It's a wonderfully restorative posture. Go ahead and engage your core. Inhale, come up with those arms long, and then exhale, hands down to your side. Take a breath. Come up onto your knees for a set of camel. Knees are hip width apart. We're going to bring our hands to our low back, fingers pointing down. Pinch the elbows together behind you. Lift the chest, lift your gaze, and exhale. Go back, rounding back. Reach back for your heels if you can. Keep your hips pressed forward. Keep lifted out of the lower back. Drop your gaze, drop your head back. Opening the entire front side of the body, big compression on the back side of our vertebrae. And then we'll come back, hands to the low back. And sit on the heels, bring the knees together, slide your hands down to cup your heels, moving into rabbit. Tuck your chin towards your chest, pull your belly in, and bring your forehead down to your knees, or as close to them as possible. Then lift your hips away from your heels. Now we have big compression on the front side of our vertebrae, opening the entire backside. Use your grip here. Pull on your grip. Pull your belly in. Feel a bigger stretch. Lift those hips up higher. And slowly round yourself back up. Take a seat. Right leg extends. Left foot in. Inhale, reach your arms up Exhale, grab that foot. Bend the knee as much as you need to grab the foot. Tuck your chin and make a forehead to knee connection. Keep your chest and shoulders squared to that leg. Last breath. Inhale, come back up. Let's switch legs. Left leg now out, right foot in. Inhale, reach up, make a basket with the hands, then place the basket on the bottom of the foot. So bend the knee as much as you need to, and then forehead to knee connection. We want that forehead to knee connection. We want that compression that we get anytime our forehead is connected to our knee. One more breath. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release. Let's come back, lying down on our back to finish off here with a reclined twist. So once you're laying back, go ahead and bring that right knee in. Interlace all 10 fingers around that knee and pull it in towards the right shoulder. Relax the feet. Take a deep breath here. And then we'll take our left hand and guide that leg across the body, coming into a twist, and you can look to the right. Last breath. And then on your next inhale, bring the knee back in for one more squeeze towards that right shoulder. Let it go. Then we'll bring the left knee in. Nice strong grip there around the knee, pulling it in towards the left shoulder. Relax the feet. One more breath here. Take your right hand to guide that leg across into your twist, looking over the left shoulder. One more breath. And then bring that knee back in. One last squeeze. And release it to the mat. Bring both knees in and give yourself a big hug. Try to grab opposite elbows if you can. If not, you're grabbing opposite forearms or wrists or maybe fingers. Your chin is tucked so the back of the neck is long. Your gaze is between the knees. Point the toes and reach them for the mat as you push your knees into your grip and then pull those knees in close to you. So the knees don't actually separate away from your chest. You just feel the pelvis moving here so that the low back is a little more connected to the mat. Go ahead and release. Legs long, come down into Shavasana. Close your eyes, maybe lift your chest and slide your shoulders down the back, palms face up towards the ceiling. Relax the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes, your ears. All the subtle parts of your body from your scalp down to your fingertips and toes. Letting go here, letting go of controlling the breath, letting go of controlling the bandhas. Sinking down into your mat. Staying here as long as you can. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.